Hi folks, welcome to another video. The Microsoft Sim once again. The livery of this aircraft might give you some idea of where we are, but if you just wait a couple of minutes I'll tell you exactly where we are and where we're going. Yes folks, we're in Zambia, at least that's where we start our journey today. The aircraft on your screen is, of course, the Cessna 208 Grand Caravan with mod. The mod has recently been updated, which was kind of the impetus to do this flight, get back in the aircraft, and I thought I'll find an FS economy run in a place that I've never flown to before. And folks, Zambia fits the bill, well and truly. So we're in a place called Livingstone, here in Zambia. We're going to cross down across Zimbabwe, sort of cut the corner of Zimbabwe where it meets Zambia, and then into Botswana. Our destination is about 200 nautical miles away, a place called Maun, or something like that, M-A-U-N. I apologise for any African viewers to the channel. I don't know that I have any, but if I do, I just offer my apologies in advance for my no doubt incorrect pronunciations of place names. I get it wrong in every single video, folks. That's about the only guarantee you'll find at my channel. Let me show you where we are in the world, folks, and what the plan is today. Right, folks, Africa is our point of interest today, folks. Right in the centre of the sort of southern part of Africa. Zambia, as I said. Livingstone's down here in the south, right on the border there with Zimbabwe, and then down here into Botswana next door as well. Lots of beautiful things to see in Africa. I don't spend much time here in the world of sim, much to my regret. I hope to change that one day. I'll find a suitable purpose to spend some more time here. Maybe do a tour or something like that. But Livingstone is our point of departure today, folks, just down the road from Vicky Falls. Well, Victoria Falls, but if Victoria Falls was in Australia, folks, we'd be calling it Vicky Falls. All right? So again, apologise to all my African viewers. The Zambezi River flows through here. So Livingstone, the airport's up here towards the north, so we'll sort of fly down, have a quick look at Vicky Falls, as then on our way across Zambezi National Park, or across into, so spend a very little bit of time, limited time, airborne overhead Zimbabwe, and then cross into Botswana proper, where we've got lots of wildlife management areas, lots of protected places for wildlife to flourish, and I hope that they are. And our final destination is this place called Maun, again. Something like that. M-A-U-N, folks. About 190 nautical miles, FS economy journey. We've got some packs that want to go down to that location. I want to do a little bit of sightseeing on the way. That's what I'm making up in my mind anyway, folks. That's the purpose of the video. Let's go flying. Right, folks, so engine start has been achieved, but what a struggle it's been. It's taken me about half an hour since I filmed that segment showing you the planned route. We've had 2 crashes here in the sim, just CTDs. We've got the aircraft started this time around, and I hope that it sticks. I have no idea why the bloody thing crashed. I really, really hope that we're not back in. Get the parking brake off. I went through a period there was like, the best part of a week where I couldn't get this sim to behave itself at all. We're just going to cut through old mate here. Sorry, champ. Yeah, I was getting sim crashes left, right, and centre. All sorts of shenanigans, and really wasn't enjoying. The sim and I were not talking to each other for a number of days, and then it kind of settled down, I should say. And it's been okay since then, but just this morning, don't know what it is. Really don't. Runway 28, folks, is what we're going to plan here. We're going to do more than plan. That's going to be our departure runway. We've got a straight line to our destination. We're going to go VFR, folks. Looks like a pretty nice day for a bit of VFR flying. I don't really come to Africa to do IFR flying. I want to see some stuff on the ground. This is a great sightseeing aircraft, actually. Good visibility. Gets along at a fair clip. And from an FS economy perspective, you can make a fair bit of virtual coin. So we're going to go heading bug aligned. So yeah, what we might do, I've got to remember what aircraft I'm flying here. We actually want to sort of go back this direction towards Vicky Falls. So we're going to make a left-hand turn after departure, make an orbit of Vicky Falls, and then we'll take up our track towards our destination. There we go, lots of brown, folks. Just over 3,000 feet elevation here. I think it's pretty similar where we're going. We'll probably need an altitude dialed in, which will be up here in the Caravan. So it looks like we're kind of going in a southwesterly direction. Yeah, good. Can I make that any quicker? I think I asked this question the other day, and I did actually get a response, and thank you to the person that did respond. I think I was flying the TBM, and I asked how to make this altitude selector go quicker. At least the way I understood the comment, it doesn't work for me. I don't see an arrow that I think I should be seeing. So I have to do it. I have to do it old school. So what we'll go across at about 8,500, something like that. Hey, that should put us about 5,000 above terrain, there or thereabouts. So we're looking at a rotate here of 70 in the Caravan. We are going to need some flat, which is down there. Trims are going to be okay. Everything else should be okay. We'll put our landing lights on just because we can. We've got our local barrow set. So yeah, left turn, pretty early left turn after departure. We'll head out over Vicky Falls, do an orbit, have a look, give the passengers a bit of a thrill, and then we'll take up our track. So let's do it, folks. Here we go. Torque building. Consider that power set. Taking a while to get going. She will be a little bit on the heavy side. We've got airspeed alive now. The acceleration here is very ordinary indeed. Our ITT is quite low, isn't it? I wonder if the sim crash was alluding to a bigger issue here, folks, for us. I don't know. We're going to rotate about there, nice and gentle, off the strip. Runway heading for a bit. We'll climb out at sort of around about 100 knots, something like that. Like I said, early left turn out towards Vicky Falls. Africa, folks. Zambia. On the other side, Zimbabwe. That's the Zambezi River. Beautiful. We can get our flaps coming up here. Then climb out at about 100. It feels really, really sluggish. Admittedly heavy, but... So out towards the falls, folks. Off we go, which is over here. I remember seeing a film, literally a film, you know, the old school film strip stuff, on a projector at school when I was a young bloke. And it was kind of the great falls of the world, as I recall. A little bit of right boot here, fella. And Vicky Falls would have been part of that. There was others in different parts of the world, but Africa's got some of the great waterfalls. There you go, folks. The city of Livingstone, Zambia. Off to the left-hand side as we track towards the falls here. We'll level out at about 4,000, which is yeah, that's close enough. We're building speed now. We can come off that power, I think, a bit. So no idea how well the falls will be represented here, folks. But that's part of why I do these flights, is to educate myself. And if you happen to be watching the videos, maybe it will be, if not educational, at least informative. If you're thinking, I wonder how well Asobo have represented certain parts of the world. Of course, you could always just fire up the sim and go for a fly yourself, but otherwise you can live vicariously, as we all do, through each other by watching these YouTube videos. The mighty falls. I'm guessing we're not going to see much in the way of falls. Lots of water. go. We might just duck down the other side here, because that's where the water will be falling. We might be able to see something, I don't know. I've just got every appendage crossed here, folks, that my sim actually holds up and doesn't crash on me. These would be the falls here, yeah? There's a bridge going across it. There we go. Victoria Falls, folks. Zambezi River. Yeah. Look, nothing animated there. Probably an opportunity for a developer to do some stuff. I'm guessing that'd be a pretty big challenge. Anyway, we should take up our track towards our destination, I think. Probably a little bit underwhelming there. I apologise if you've come to this video and you've seen something in the description to say that I'm in Zambia and I go looking for the Victoria Falls, and you see what I've just seen. My apologies. Very little actual prior preparation went in here, folks. As I said at the start of the video, the mod has been updated, and I thought I'd use that as an opportunity to refamiliarise myself with the aircraft. There we go. Alright, look, I think it's still pretty bloody impressive, to be honest. That's as close as I'm ever going to get to Victoria Falls. That's good enough for me. Folks, we'll take up our track now down towards Botswana. Climb up to 8,500 feet, our planned cruise. VFR, beautiful day in this part of Africa. It looks like we're going to have a light tailwind to boot. That's always handy. I'll rejoin you sometime in the cruise, folks. We're settled into the cruise here at 8,500 feet. Somewhere over... Well, we probably haven't hit Botswana just yet. This is probably Zimbabwe still, I think. I could check that if I connected. Well, I don't need to connect anything, do I? I can put the VFR map on. Wait for it to fire up. I'm almost scared to do that. The sim does seem quite finicky this morning. And we're waiting for a map to render in. It's exciting stuff, folks. Is that going to tell us much? Probably not. Actually, we're probably in Botswana by now. My dog confirms. In Botswana, if you say so, little one. Good enough for me. So, folks, 8,500 feet. Beautiful day here in this part of Africa. Beautiful terrain. Absolutely. Well, I think it's beautiful. I think it's beautifully different to what I've been flying of late. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Australian outback, a little bit, parts of it anyway. Well, that's impressive, hey? Look at that. We're bloody fortunate to have a simulator that renders our virtual world so well. Renders the terrain anyway so well. What else is new in the world of simming? The last couple of days, I'll jump back inside. The last couple of days we've seen the release of the Caravan 337 Skymaster, an aircraft that I was looking forward to, and I may still pick it up at some point, but yeah, there's just too many other things, too many other add-ons, too many other aircraft, I should say, specifically, that I've kind of got my eye on. The Twin Otter should be with us any day. I don't know how much that's going to cost. I haven't made a final decision when we're going to buy that, but I'm kind of interested in it. The Skymaster, probably not so much. I mean, price-wise it's okay, 25 US or something like that. And it's your typical Carinado bird. You know what you get. Does what it says on the tin, so to speak. That doesn't stop people from whinging. But you buy a Carinado bird, you get a Carinado bird. That's all I'll say. I own a lot of them. I haven't bought any for quite a long time though. They abandoned us X-Plane simmers a long time ago. And yeah, they've released a few aircraft for this sim, but nothing that has really caught my fancy. But yeah, the Skymaster, interesting looking aeroplane, and I always love the sounds. I had it in prepared, or maybe FSX, goes back a long way. I like the sounds of it. I like the panel of the Skymaster as well. The steam gauges, and then this one in the Microsoft sim has the option for the GTN 750, or you can stick with the default 530. Yeah, it gets along at a decent clip and everything. But yeah, no rush to buy that one. I might wait for it to come on sale or something. I'm not a big fan of buying from the marketplace in general. If Caranado offered their aircraft, as we scroll back and have a look at the packs, invisible as they are, just have to use your imagination, folks. I do. A little bit too much, you might argue. Yeah, I think if Caranado, like other developers, sold their aircraft direct, I actually think, as well as the marketplace, if that's what they wanted to do, I think they'd actually get more business. But anyway, folks, in the cruise, we've got quite a long flight here, 45 minutes to go. Very slight tailwind, mostly crosswind. We're cruising down at just under 180 knots, which is pretty good. Everything's going well. I'll join you for the approach into our destination. Alright folks, just about to commence our approach into, I'm scared to say it, Maun. I don't know, I've been reading about Maun during the cruise. That's one of the things that simming gives me anyway, particularly when I'm flying to a place that I'm completely unfamiliar with, like here in Africa. It gives me an opportunity to learn a little bit about the place. Quite interesting reading. I won't bore you with all of that. Look it up, folks. There's this little thing called Google, this website. It gives you answers to questions. We might dial in 4,500 feet. We'll begin a gentle descent. A nice high-speed descent. We're going to leave the power where it is. We'll chew up a little bit of gas, but that's all right. And yeah, we'll come down at the moment around about 600 feet a minute. So we're 18 miles out. We were about 5 miles above ground level, something like that. And our destination sort of lies along the riverbank, sort of 18 miles, 17 point something miles in that direction over there, folks. Not expecting much in the way of scenery at the airport. It is the stock airport. Nothing fancy. I don't think it's a particularly large airport, or at least it probably is larger than what I give it credit for. It's a town of about 50, or city or town, I'd say it's a city of 50-something thousand people. A bit of a tourism capital for this part of Africa. You can fly in here out of the capital, and I think you can get here from Joburg as well. I think I read that. Thanks to Mr. Google. Been a lot of this terrain, folks, en route. A lot of this. It's sparsely populated by humankind. I really hope that in reality there's an absolute shitload of wildlife that calls this place home. That's what we grow up understanding about Africa, that it's full of this amazing wildlife. And I've had the good fortune of visiting Africa, South Africa only, unfortunately. Well, fortunate that I even got that experience, which was quite incredible. But I say unfortunate because I wasn't able to tour around and see any more of the continent. But yeah, the wildlife. We grow up hearing that there's an abundance of wildlife and stuff, and then as we get older, we learn more about the realities of the world and about hunters and poaching and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, we can only hope that we haven't completely destroyed this planet, although we're giving it a red hot go, folks, aren't we? Not meaning to get into a contentious conversation about climate change or anything like that. This channel for me is a bit of an escape from all of those things, but Clearly, we're not caring for the world particularly well, and you could argue that the world's starting to fight back. Anyway, folks, here in the sim, all of those problems are kind of easy to put aside, or easier to put aside, and it's a bit of an escape, as I said. There'll be a runway somewhere down in there, folks. There'll be a city, a town. It's a city. It's not in doubt. We're getting a low fuel warning. That's interesting. How much fuel do we have left? Not much. So we're burning. We're really low on gas. So we've got 160 pounds each side. We're currently burning 375 an hour, right? So we're we've got about an hour's worth of fuel at current rate. We don't need an hour. We need about 10 minutes, if that. We'll go landing lights on, but yeah, we've burned through quite a bit of gas. But I appreciate the heads up here on the PFD. It's a great mod, this one. I haven't gone into any detail as to what it actually does, but there'll be a link to it in the description, and look it up, folks. And if you love flying your caravans, I think you'll enjoy it. That looks like an airport. That's a pretty decent runway, isn't it? What's our wind doing, folks? Yeah, so we might fly a left circuit onto a runway that looks to be sort of orientated southeasterly, right? Something like that. Some of the buildings starting to render in now. Look at that, very nice. Sim performance has held up after a very shaky start. We might even go autopilot off, why not? Your damper flight director, all the buttons off. Yeah, very shaky start with a couple of CTDs. It's a frustrating sim in some respects, isn't it? I'm hearing people are having problems with the whole sim being wiped after that whole beta debacle. I don't opt into the beta. I do over an X-Plane, but I run it as a completely separate installation. Not that we've had to worry about that in X-Plane for a little while. X-Plane 12, soon to hit our virtual shells, we hope. But here in the Microsoft Sim, you can opt into the beta, but I'm reading numerous reports of people that did that, only to have their sim completely wiped once the sim came out of the beta program. I don't profess to understand all the technical detail, folks. This is a long runway. Wowzers. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, but it is the installation process, and with updates and stuff in this sim, it feels a lot harder than it should be. But it is what it is. If you want to use this sim, you kind of have to tolerate it, I suppose. And backups, folks. Just can't stress that enough. Having lost some very important data, including in the simulators over the years, why people don't run backups, it just absolutely is beyond me. Kind of important, folks. We trust too much in technology, I think, sometimes. Backups of your backups, even. And I guess it doesn't hit home until you've actually lost something that's irreplaceable. And just saying those words is bringing back some pretty hard memories for the old man. But anyway, we're here in the sim. We're here in Botswana. We've got to land this aeroplane, folks. Here we go. We'll fly a left base. Beautiful, smooth flying conditions. We will take a stage of flap just because we can. Gear is fixed in place. We don't have to worry about that. We'll fly a left base here. Runway out there. We'll just keep it coming around because we can. Look at these buildings. Beautiful. Beautifully represented. We'll just keep that coming down. We're definitely high, but we're going to be in the white arc. Yeah, no problems at all. Nice gentle turn onto final here, folks, whatever this runway is. Definitely high, but that's okay here in the Caravan. We'll get it on. Nice long strip, isn't it? Here we go, folks. So I'll take this opportunity to thank all subscribers to the channel. We actually lost a few subscribers in recent times. Well, overall, on balance, we've gained the channel a few, but I went through a period there where it was one subscriber forward, 3 subscribers back. I don't know what happened. I must have said something offensive or just made a dud video. I don't know. Full flat, folks. Runway 0, what was it? 08. Here we go. See how we plant this one, hey? Very out of practice flying this aeroplane. Flare it. Get it on. Get it on. There we go. A little bit of crosswind correction, fella. Trying to keep it straight with the pedals. Oh, you're going to wander all over. Hey. Didn't think the crosswind was that strong. Now we'll get off here at this first taxiway. Oh yeah, thanks to all subscribers here on the channel. Appreciate your support. Thanks, folks, for your company on another video. Flying from Zambia down here to Botswana. We'll see you in the next one, wherever that takes us.